Hello from Everjam's farm. This is a second property tour, long time coming. First one was in 2016. There's been several changes, but not as much as I'd like due to the current job I have working so much. But I'm giving another property tour to show the changes that have been done. I'm going to kind of do the same perimeter walk that I did in the beginning, and after this I'll do short videos of more detailed on the property itself. And as we started last time, from the front of the house, doing the same. So like I did last time, slowly turn. I haven't done much into the draw, as you can tell right out here. Property line all around out there. One major difference here is neighbor put in a pivot system out there, or a new neighbor because the old one passed away, and the new one took out the house that was here and cleared out that area, and thinking they're putting in a new one out there. I don't know, but more about my property. As you can tell, you still see the group of trees and all the property line roughly right there. That's mine. So, but as far as the draw, nothing really changed much in there other than the yearly flowers that I've planted. Rains haven't sprung those up yet this year, although we did have a tenth of an inch the other day. But as you can tell, the front yard, and I'll go more detail whenever I finish and come back around. As you can tell, a lot more grasses, and then of course the small a swell that I had built here a couple of years ago, and there's videos of it. We'll go to start going towards the west of the property line. As you can tell, the house here, back here, major difference. Last year, one of my friends built an RV port right there. That's that burnt orange tan color. The mesquites and stuff that I've done over the years growing a little better. Of course, right now I'm letting all the overgrowth still grow. Need to mow it down, but soon, once all these flowers and pollinators come up for insects, then I'll go in there, clean that, and clean it back up again for this year. Added a bird house and a few things back over here, which I'll get more in detail whenever I come around from the property tour. Move the RV that was here over there so my friend can build that, and we're improving all that over time. As far as most of the west part of the property, not much really has changed. But I'm still going to go ahead and just walk over there. And this neighbor that is owning this, she's moved down to another town and selling her property. So if one of y'all want to be a neighbor, 13 acres for sale. Anyway. Oh, cactus. But yeah, speaking of that, hopefully from here on out I will be making more videos now that I have more time to spend at home instead of work. Bunch of politics there, but I see it more of a concept now that I'm no longer the supervisor and needed there as much. Gives me more time to come out here and give y'all more videos of me changing the environment, improving this rocky land, as you can tell. Whoops, slow down. But yeah. It's April 26th today, and the mornings are still quite chilly. Ooh. Like I said, still not major changes over here. Although, with plans of water feature changing this area one day or decade, plan to have water flowing back down into the draw from most of my property with ideas, but who knows how long that'd be. Anyway, let's see. Getting close to my property line. I guess I should watch my video more while I'm walking too, instead of looking at the air. Anyway. Oh, I gotta watch out for this stuff too. Nice cactus. A lot of things out here on my property have thorns, anywhere from mesquite to cactus, multiple species of cactus. And I'll give y'all a glimpse of my neighbor's property, just what it looks like, since they don't have their vehicles here. But yeah, her old trailer, the little shacks they had chickens in, a water well back there, storage shed over there. Our fence line right here that I'm near. And then down in the draw. And that pile of wood is that land over there. And then right about there is where our fence lines are back there. And hers. But yeah, hers is all this. That's down in the draw up to roughly there where the trees are before the next neighbors. Then it kind of comes up here because she sold 2 acres to somebody with the trailer right there, so her design's a little different than the full 15-acre tract it originally was. Alright, anyway, back to my property. So, we're going up here. Making the way up. As you can tell, most of the mesquite is starting to get more. Although we've had a few dry years, as you can tell, there's still not much vegetation over in this area. Untouched still for the most part. Another change on the north end. Last time I showed you the cleachy pit of one neighbor. Well, a new 15-acre tract north of my neighbor's property. A new company came in and cleared out more. So mine, as you can tell, it's kind of a downward slope from all of this over here anyway. Back over there, once I get up there, I'll show you the caliche pad and 15 more acres of water coming down towards me that I want to take advantage of with all my water feature designs and different pocket ponds throughout this. Oops. Oh. One of the cats that I had is being a neighbor's yard. Freckles! Anyway. The sun rising over there. Leave that cat alone. Oops. And yes, by the way, my 30 acres is 2 15-acre tracts. The last time where I showed the driveway is roughly the middle of both 15-acre tracts. And I'll show you that again here in a few minutes once I get there. Alright. So, we're at the northwest corner of my property now. So, neighbor selling the land right here. A 2-port covered area for parking, trailer, water well, and a storage unit back there. Which one in which, I'm not sure. But prime real estate, if you want to look it up, there you go. 13 acres, Gaines County. Now, as far as this goes, here's the pit from the one. But this one, as you can tell, was cleared out last year, and they're building a new building there. And 2 other lots to sell for other businesses to put on this 15-acre tract. So all that water is coming down my path a lot more nowadays. Whenever it does rain, it just goes right down this hill, which from here to my far east end is a roughly 10-foot difference in drop altogether. So slopes not too big, relatively flat, other than the draw that is where the big drop, 40-foot or so drop into the draw. If I could dam it up, decent size lake or pond down there, which is one idea I'm thinking about doing, is digging a little bit to make a water feature down there. So over the years I have had landscapers bringing in their excess wood piles from cutting down trees or cleaning out bushes and stuff like that, piling up. This west tract, this is the only pile they've really done anything to. Most of it, the north east of corner of my land, is where they're dropping most of the debris that is giving me material to cover my features and stuff. So coming up on one of the first major deals I did in November with a excavator. I'll tell you more in another video after this. and follow the track and what I've done during that week with the excavator. But the main reason I did this one is to divert water coming down this stretch right here road and then going down my driveway, making a river and cutting it out. I did make a small pile here and I dug a trench going down to a certain point of my driveway to cut water off instead of doing it down the driveway. As you can tell, it's here and it goes down to midway of my driveway to that utility pole roughly right there, which, like I said, following video later to walk along that path and plans of working on knocking these piles of dirt down and making it more natural looking instead of just straight up dug hole. So the sun is sure rising. So, but yeah, these utility poles are the midpoint between my 15 acre tracts. I'm not going to re-explain that again, but now this is where you start noticing the major differences from the other video other than vegetation taller. So, like I said, landscapers bringing in trees and different debris. You'll start seeing all the organic material that has been brought in. So they've made their own little trails, and then even with my excavator I pushed a lot of it, if I could get it in there, I pushed a lot of it into these piles right here, and then they've made more piles recently in the last couple months right up here in the front of it. So, but yeah, I've got wood chips, I got logs, I've got areas with gravel, more wood chips than I ever thought I'd have. So, and since it's spring, lots of new wood right there. And then like mesquite here, it's growing. I'm thinking about cutting some of it down to shape it, make it force into trees, but some of it just keeping natural the way it is now. Just because for habitat for animals and stuff. More birds over the years have came in. Lots more birds. I've seen orioles, I've seen house finches, I've seen a couple blue jays, cardinals, and more. So alright, good. My neighbors aren't home, so I don't have to worry about video cars here. But let's see. Don't need the actual address, so I'm going to kind of come away and not look at this neighbor. Alright, different angle. Still need to clean up trash. Freckles. Freckles, calm down. I see you're standing up here. They're okay. Freckles. No. Stay off of their land. Come on. Anyway, I can start hearing the wind. I don't know if you can see the bird flying on that pile back there, but it looked like a mockingbird. But yeah, you can still see the piles of wood slowly creeping out over here even. Interesting. Unless that's one of the, not the main one bringing in material. It might be one of the random ones. Since I've told a tree cutting company, landscaper, and then power utility, that's where the wood chips are mainly coming from. So Freckles! 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 Bad boy. Leave that donkey alone. Come here. Sorry about the yelling. I forgot the neighbor got a donkey now. And occasionally the donkey comes over to my land. Need it. Freckles. Come here. Leave it alone. Alright. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Which I forgot what I was saying. The interruptions of dogs. Gotta love it. Anyway, not much has been done right over here. Most of my changes are within the acre, almost full acre now, around the house. Out here, not so much, except for the November changes with the excavator, which was Thanksgiving weekend, basically. So, different bird track. Look like Roadrunner. Low bushes. I'm surprised I haven't seen the quail out here today. There's roughly 70 or more quail that have made refuge here every year now. And other than the mesquite, I've noticed different types of plants they've dropped out here, like low bushes and whatever else they eat and seed. So, chasing the bird. So, of course, the neighbor's trash pile is starting to kind of get on my land, but not too much. I'm not too worried about it. It's just barely over. It's more of an easement line anyway, since this part right here was county road, but they made it private road because how the neighbors always block the road with their vehicles, which keeps less traffic coming out here randomly. So, of course, because my property line is actually right back there in that corner, so a lot of this is right there on it. But my big thing is there'll be like a pond here, and we'll be hiding most of this anyway, with these mesquites growing up taller over the years. So kind of show you a better view of this where the new neighbor put in, and it looks like they plowed. Oh yeah, he said he was going to put in a what do you call it? Not sorghum field, but some kind of field for hay, not hay, but alfalfa. That's what it is, alfalfa. But yeah, so he made a new trail that goes up to our fence line here, and mainly for the gas utility companies, and him getting over here to this side. I might walk down there in the draw just to check out the soapberries that were right here, because 2 years, 27, no, not 2 years ago, it's 2024, 7 years ago now, a big cold freeze kind of took out a lot of the soapberry bushes there, but that's why you see that thicket of almost dead there. I want to see how much is coming back this year. Anyway, so you could still see the distinct line of vegetation to what's there now, but this neighbor, he's kind of on the same page as me, trying to get things a little more wooded other than that over there for an income source. So maybe between him and myself kind of create part of this. He's got a trench that right here that's been made by the previous, so water doesn't flood straight and going down to a pit over here. So maybe see if we can raise up a dam to that level so it'll fill up, backflood all of our properties, and make us a pond out here for his cattle that he wants to put out here, and then my own stuff here. So maybe that's a plan in the future. We'll see, since I'm getting to know the neighbor a little bit more. And then if I could get somebody on the other side with that 13 acres, that way, if we roughly put it up to this pit, you could see it right there. So if we get it here, come out to mine, or even his up here for a dam, it should, by looking at the Google Maps, put it into that 12 acres, a pond all across this area. Be nice, since it is a draw, natural waterway. But that's future and getting to know that neighbor better. He just now bought the property back last year, and just now the February of this year started changing up all that. So, of course, last year I walked down where I showed y'all where it looked like the previous owner was going to build a house, but never did since he passed away, and the wife sold the land to my dad here. So I'm not going to walk down that. I'm just going to walk along it on what was a road here for my land. So, in the back over here, nothing majorly changed. Still got a lot of cleanup around the house to do, but that's things to come. What you got there, boy? Playing with the mouse. Okay. Random Tundra that was pulled in a couple of years ago for parts on my nephew's truck. So, and of course we're almost up to the house again, but we got 5 vehicles now. I'm not going to point here because of the driver license plates right now. So, whoops. This corner I pushed a lot of the trash and junk that was here with that excavator. Piled it up back there. Of course, a lot of it moved out for recyclable stuff. And then, of course, here's the house. Go ahead and bypass the vehicles. Alright. So, at one point, the driveway here, as you can tell, kind of comes down in this little dip in the gears. I created a cutout here, and you see videos of it, and go into a pond or drainage pond. Well, with that excavator, I had this pile of rock and stuff that came out, which I need to level out and put a pergola or canopy or something here for a hangout. Give you an idea of how far down I dug with the excavator. The front yard of the house, one of the major differences that you've seen. Let's go ahead, hopefully not fall, as you can tell. Okay, so that drainage, the way I've got it done, coming from the driveway to here, drains into this basin and kind of pan it around. It's roughly 40 feet long up to there from over here, and from here to here around 11 feet. And I'm 5'9". The water level, whenever it gets full, it's roughly up here and about knee level. With the excavator, I couldn't really go much deeper. As you can tell, all this cleachy layer right here. I need probably a cross ripper or something to rip the layers of cleachy down level more, because eventually I want to get this down to 6 feet deep for like a swimming pond or whatever. Haven't decided yet, but once this gets full, and then other videos I show it, that it overfills and goes down the swell. As you can tell here, and then you got a peach tree down here, mesquite back there, mesquite there that's grown over the years. That original garden bed that I showed y'all in the other video, I put up a fence. Need to put a gate right there, but put up a fence there to there. Now I just need to finish the fence along a swell that once you go downgrade here, as you can tell, going down, I made where this swell that's right here, once it gets down there roughly 50 feet, empties out, comes down where these mesquite are up to there. Then there's a swell that's down in here. Hard to tell with all the growth from last year, but it goes there. Then it just kind of filters out down to that mesquite that's roughly there, and then from this mesquite and this mesquite, between it, once it fills up, which is about 2 foot, then it kind of goes downhill right there. So yeah, as you can tell, not much added here. Last year I did add a burbine and tree here and here to add in stuff, see if it grows this time. Other than that, it's mainly mesquite that's kind of gone up. I might figure out a fruit tree to put around here now that the land's fertile enough, and over the past few years get more fruit trees and cut these out and replace with food, even though mesquite gives us food too. But as you tell, the rest of the land, there's plenty of that. So make stuff here less thorny, close to the house. So another major thing close to the house that I've done is going uphill now to the dill. Let's see. Cleaned out some of this. I still need a lot of the trash and the clutter from what was a building here. Moved out. But I did have this area here as a dog yard, but I'm thinking about making it a chicken yard since I want to get chickens. But vegetation growth in here, a little bit different. And then I've also cut out those ponds areas once I get this mowed out, which I might do that this weekend. But as you can tell, shallow pond allows the dogs to eat or drink. This one that I did 6 years ago, cattails have taken over, which I'm thinking about clearing a bunch of that out. But that pond, compared to the dog here in this, the dog would be barely above water on that, just showing part of his back. That's how deep that one is. Of course, you'd see how much that mesquite back there grew. Mesquite right there grew, and you got grapevines on that fence. Last year, actually, year before, roughly right here, a bird off of the dill dropped a mulberry tree last winter. I transplanted that back over here, and it's actually coming back in this year. So growing right now, and need to cut down this grasses, as you can tell. Also from this pond right here is a trench that goes through the mesquite. It's got water in it coming through and filling up on the outside for the animals outside the fence. Anyway, that's it for this one. Now I'll pull the other videos on the stuff that I did for the excavator. Bye for now.